Africa Day is a time for us, people of African descent, to pay tribute to our history, our past, our present, and our future.
As you are representing AU in America, what exactly are you representing?
My mandate is to promote Africa in the Americas. My territory covers the United States, Canada, Central America, South America, and the Caribbean. My responsibility is to promote Africa to all those countries, and more importantly, to remind people of the African diaspora, which is all people of African descent living outside Africa, that Africa, Mother Africa, is calling you to come back home. Maybe not physically, but you can always look back and remind you of where you come from.
Any events lined up?
Yes, we are having a panel discussion that's going to be held at the Woodrow Wilson Center, and a gala dinner at the Reagan Building. But also we are going to be having an event at the Africa House, which is our offices in Georgetown, where we are going to be launching our diaspora radio, African Union Diaspora Radio.
You are originally from Zimbabwe.
That's right.
What does this mean, Africa Day, to you and the present day struggles that are facing Zimbabwe?
Africa Day for me reminds me of what our Pan-Africanists, the likes of Mugabe himself, Kwame Nkrumah, Julius Nyerere Kaunda, all our Pan-Africanists, what they had in mind when they met on that day, May 25th, 1963, when our Pan-Africanist leader, Kwame Nkrumah, proclaimed Africa for the Africans and African Union now. That statement was true then and remains true today. I think it's something that we must be reminded as people of Africa, that it is only through our unity, it's only through those boundaries melting away, not only physically but also mentally, that true change is going to come to Africa. True integration, regional and continental integration, is only going to come when we, the people of Africa, come together and speak with one voice.
For a Zimbabwean, what word of encouragement would you give, given the conditions, the economic situation, the political situation in Zimbabwe is not really right, because a lot of people are emigrating to neighboring countries or in the diaspora?
I would like to just remind people that migration is nothing new. Even in this country, people are migrating from small communities. Small communities are having issues because of migration. We are no different. People are going to always look for greener pastures. So yes, the grass is always greener, but let me tell you, migration is affecting all of Africa. The situation in Africa today, the leaders realize that for true change to come to Africa, it has to look outside to its diaspora. It's not just a Zimbabwean issue. Migration is an African issue. It's a world issue. The question is, from one country to the other, from one region to the other, how do we begin to address the issues of migration in order to repatriate our people?
Talking of addressing some issues, I would like to dwell on my passion, the women's rights. What exactly are you doing as AU to push forward women's issues?
Women's rights and the youth are pivotal to every discussion being held at the African Union. There is not going to be any development in Africa without women empowerment, without addressing the issues of the youth. The issues of unemployment within the youth, these are our future. So at the core of every discussion at the African Union level is the women and the youth.
Being a woman yourself, any events so far concerning or involving women in the diaspora, African women in the diaspora?
I am going to be launching my own events at the mission, particularly for women. This is a cultural exchange program that is going to involve business women here in America and business women in Africa. I would like to see something like that take place I think the more we begin to exchange, interact, and begin to understand each other, particularly as continental Africans and African Americans outside Africa, this is something that I think is going to be going a long way in getting us to begin to dialogue and begin to understand each other, and again continue the process of breaking those barriers.
In Zimbabwe, there is so much activism going on, women activism, trying to empower themselves amongst themselves, regardless of political parties that they belong to. Your thoughts about those initiatives?
Those initiatives, anything to do with women, women have always done that. Even you can look back to your own mother, your own grandmothers. African women have always done that. African women, we have always led our households, and it is through us working together. The spirit of Winjama is what has brought us to be where we are today. It is the women that are the backbone of every African society.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Chihombori.
Thank you for having me, and happy Africa Day.
Thank you.